is internet review sites. It's really, for all purpose, part of the whole internet strategy. But I broke it out. Number one, because it's very, very simple to do for all of you. You really should engage on it. So what is an internet review site? Really, it has many purposes. Number one, some of the names there are Yelp, I think I pronounce it right, City Search, Dr. Google. There's a whole bunch of them out there. Some of them, the people who write a review, need to be a member, a paid member, and some of them, it's a free membership. I assume the ones with a free membership are used more, but either way, they're out there. So let me tell you about a couple purposes of these sites and how you should use them, okay? And I have a whole, again, the whole thing is a whole write-up with everything for you to do. And that's really one thing where you just, you know, you don't need us. Just engage in it right away, regardless of what else you do. So first of all, let me tell you this. It has at least 2 or 3 purposes completely. Number one, if and when people write a review on that site, on one of those sites, then you will be coming up easier, much more easier on the first page of Google. Because really what's happening is, like if you already have listened and read the internet strategy thing, what Google wants is, Google wants your data, your information to be on other websites. And those other websites better be very important and big and relevant. Well, let me tell you, City Search and Yelp and Dr. Google and whatever those names are, they are so much larger than hundreds or even thousands of you doctors and thousands of consultants like me websites together. All right? As I said, the internet is changing and young kids putting us out of business if we don't use those trains, you know, if we don't use those communication channels where the world communicates with, okay? And what I'm telling you here is so much more important than Facebook and stuff like that, okay? The first thing is, because you're on there, Yelp and City Search, they will come up with your review linked to your site. Super important. So that's one purpose. The other purpose is, if you ever have bad reviews on any of those sites, this is where you usually get them, not always, people type in all kinds of other sites also, to get lots of good reviews will bring the bad review down. Keep in mind, I mentioned in the other video, if you have watched it already, that Google keeps a timestamp on things, you know, a little bit like the way we do with employees or with records. It's like, you know, you have X amount of, you started doing a job at a certain time years before another guy, so it gets assumed you know it better. Most of the time wrong, but still, that's what it is. So that's how you push the bad reviews down. In fact, a doctor of mine, a client of mine, has used this very successfully to do so. And on top of it, okay, he got lots of patients from it. By lots, you know, a couple, 2, 3, 4 every month. That's a lot. A patient is worth thousands of dollars to you over a lifetime, over a, you know, few years. All right? So use it. So number one, you get shown on the number 1 page. Several times, in fact, because you'll be shown at City Search and at Yelp, and they both may come up on the first page if you do it frequently. Number 2, you get bad reviews down, and any other bad reviews, because now all of a sudden so much comes out about you in the first page, so whichever way the bad, negative thing was on the site, it will disappear to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and whatever page. And then there's a third one. As you probably noticed in Google, and this is going to become much more prevalent and much more important over the next few years, super more important. At the top of the first Google search, there used to be 10 on each page. Have you noticed there's now actually 20? Or almost 20, maybe 17 or so? Why? Because what happens is there's I call it the 10 block. There's the map. You know, there's 1 or 2 listings. Never mind the paid ones. Forget them. Okay, we don't count them. Nobody counts them. They get some business, but that's not what we're dealing with here at all. So then there's 1 or 2 of those listings, you know, the normal organic Google listings, and then there's the map with those little drops, you know, with those little arrow kind of looking like a drop, and doom, doom, doom. So if you type in restaurant, there's the local restaurant, especially if you type in restaurant, let's say Northridge, where I'm making this video, then there will be all the restaurant Northridges or the restaurant French or whatever it is you typed in. And there'll be next the listing, and there will be a phone number there. That's why those actually get quite a bit more reaction than even the other ones. They're called the local listings. Okay, the 10 block of local listings. To be on that one, to have reviews is super important. Super important. There is even a high chance that you won't get on without reviews. Do you understand what I just said? You won't get on without reviews, to a degree. And by the way, in order to get on there, you've got to go to Google and register in their business directory. Just go to Google Business Directory, and by the way, in this whole write-up which I have, it will direct you to exactly how, where, and what to do it. And it will also direct you how to get those reviews. Okay, number 1, people will go in anyway. Yes, true, of course. You have loyal clients and clients who love you. But why don't you put up a little bit of a computer, take a laptop, get an internet connection, wireless, and have it in the reception, turned towards the people, and make sure that your staff very well knows how to go into this Yelp and whatever it is. And when patients are happy, very happy, you go and say, by the way, would you like to please write a review? And then get them right there and then to do it. And or, at the very worst, you give them a little slip with home, which is also in this website in it, for you to print out, so that they at home totally know where to go, so you don't need to write it down, and have a slip for just about every one of the sites, so you can rotate them. You know, 1 week you do this slip, 1 week you do this slip, 1 week you do this slip, or whichever way you mix them up. So go ahead, this is a wonderful tool, and as I said in the other internet strategy, if you and me do not take advantage and don't follow the way the internet is, we will be out of business. Imagine you're not using a telephone. You didn't invent it. The telephone basically had nothing to do with marketing or business or anything when it came up. But if you wouldn't have used it, you would be dead today. What about if you don't use cell phones today, which is the new invention of the telephone, right? Yeah. What about if you don't use cell phone and texting anymore? You know, maybe you still get away with it, not long, not in long time, not you know, soon. Soon you'll not get away with that anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're not riding a horse to go to the next city anymore. We're texting. Do you understand? We're driving a 400 horsepower car to it. You don't think of not participating in that. So do not think of not participating in everything the internet offers you. Do not wait till it's proven, because it is already proven. And here's something about proven. Mr. Rockefeller, he said, if the man on the street buys a stock, it's time to sell it. So don't you wait till everybody does it. Yellow Page, everybody's doing now. How does that work out for you? Have a good one.